And Manan Gacy says, do I always have to change my CV based on the job description advertised? So Tracey, your thoughts on angling your CV and emphasizing or reducing aspects based on the role you're going for?
I wouldn't do that. I think your CV is your CV, and I would use the cover letter to relate it back. I like the way you said, Pete, when you say you've worked on something and if you've worked on a campaign and it's been awarded something, put that on, because it is nice to show what you're saying you can do was part of something that was hugely successful. But if I'm just thinking, it's a good one. I would say no. Okay, so it took a little bit of time, so you can see it's not clear cut. What I would do is I would put your CV as it is, and then look, unless you're wanting to change completely. So say, for example, you have studied engineering and you want to work in a bank, and you obviously you can't suddenly switch it to make out like you've done anything different. But what you would do is say you've studied, but then show your intent by perhaps having signed up for 1 or 2 Udemy classes in finance, perhaps creating a trading portfolio where you put that on your CV, or perhaps in the cover letter saying, I studied engineering, but I'm really keen to work in a bank. So to do it any other way, I think you'd be kind of fibbing.
Tracey, I tend to agree with you, and I think the customization of your skills and your value proposition is better in a cover letter, because, when I teach cover letters, I always say, talk about the company, and, you can do some research and go look up their latest press releases, and then link yourself to the problems that they're trying to solve and the roles that they're currently hiring for. If you have to do a unique version of your CV for every single role that you apply for, it's going to keep you very busy, and you're going to struggle to keep track of it. So, yeah, you're going to lose track of it. So I wholeheartedly agree with you there, Trace. And we spoke actually a couple of weeks ago on this webinar. I had to write 70 cover letters to get out of my ESCOM bursary that they, wanted me to pay back because I didn't go and work for them after finishing varsity. So in 1998, that was 150,000 Rand. And I wrote 70 different cover letters, but it was one CV for all of those different 70 cover letters. And I just needed one person to say, okay, you stood out for us. We'll buy you out. And they did. And that's fantastic. I told that whole story, I think it was last week or the week before.